Hi guys, in this video I'll be checking out two controller grips from AMVR for the Quest 3. We have one which is a battery door version, so you've got easy access to the battery door on the actual controller itself should you want to hot swap batteries. And you've got one that's just a full entire grip and hasn't got that ability. So obviously this one's going to be a little bit cheaper than this one, but we'll be looking at both of these today. Okay, to start off with, we're checking out the Q3 HB1. This is just a grip that goes around the controller. Here's what you get inside the box. You just get a short little paper manual, both of the grips with their knuckle straps pre-attached, which is a nice thing to see. Let's grab our controllers and see how well they fit on. So we're going to go with the right controller first here. We're going to take off our existing cover panel to reveal the battery underneath. It is pretty straightforward, but let's have a look at the panel itself. It's basically mimicked the original there with the same connectors at the top and at the bottom, but they've actually extended the piece of plastic that has a riveted strap here at the top and bottom, and then the rest of it's all pretty much velcro attached. So it's just a case of taking off your existing battery and sliding on the new one. I'll say the color is not a bad match. It's a little bit darker, but you're only going to see that if you look close. It's got a ridged effect, like a rippled wave effect, which is quite nice, I think. And let's get that on our hands. That goes over the top like that. Then we fasten it down to secure it, and then that is not going anywhere. Feels nice. This isn't digging in too much, and it's a kind of rubber material, so it's not so solid, so that's going to mold around the hand okay. And this is a bit more rigid, exactly where you want it. It doesn't cut into my hand here, even though that looks like it does. And you've also got room for the wrist strap if you want to use the wrist strap alongside this. Personally, I don't like that, so I'm not going to have to worry about that. That is definitely hugging onto my hands there, and it feels good. So let's pull on the other one. So again, pull the trap out and slide this one into place. Clicks in place nicely, and again loosen to adjust, and then you bring it back over. You've got a nice riveted metal buckle there, so that's going to improve the test of time hopefully. And there you have it. A little bit tricky to put on both, but because they're not bungee, they're not elasticated or anything, but I think that's a really nice way to do their grips, I think, so far. This is my first grips for the Quest 3, and I think they've done a very good job, AMVR. Well done. So these adjustable straps retail for $27.99, either from their store directly or on Amazon. I'll directly link to them down below in the description. You can learn more about these and to support the channel and buy some. And the fact that they use the battery doors and they don't actually go all the way around the sensor rings where the emitters are, it's not going to obstruct any of the tracking on these controllers, so that's a bonus for these grips as well. And they look the part. They looked almost stock. I think these are really nice grips for the Quest 3. Okay, next up we have the Q3HS1. These again are silicone grips that do go around the top of the sensor ring, but not enough to block any of the sensors apparently. And the other addition is that they have a battery door, so you can actually get access to the battery if you do find yourself changing the batteries regularly. Personally, I haven't. I don't know about you, but I think the batteries have lasted quite a long time on this controller. So whether you think that's actually an important feature for you, and if it is, these grips might be the solution for you. Okay, here's what you get inside the box. You get a spare set of pull tabs for the battery door compartment. You get a short paper manual, and you get the two silicone grips themselves. These silicone grips have the battery door already in them. We'll be replacing that shortly, and it already has a pull tab in it as well. And then here is the silicone grip. So you've got a tracking sensor there. Apparently there's a tracking sensor on this part of the controller here. And then you've got the battery door compartment, and then you've got an integrated wrist strap, as we have seen on the Quest 2 knuckle straps. There's also a cutout there, and it doesn't look like it comes over completely, but let's get this on our right controller and see how we get on. So let's open up the first. We don't need that battery door, so that goes. Let me take out the battery existing and place this back over the controller like that. Place this inside there so we can actually pull the battery out nice and easily, and then put the battery back in place and tuck that back in so it's out of the way. And you can see here that's where that little hole comes into play. So we're going to slide this into the grip. There's plenty of room there around that button, so that's not going to get obstructed at all. And then you've got the sensor on that grip there. This just goes over the top. It doesn't really snap on or stick to it as solid as I thought. It comes over the top of this bit, but I believe all the sensors are on that part of the controller. And let's just show you the battery door with the battery in place. So you've got easy access to that there. Okay, that's the battery door closed up. And then we undo this. This is again riveted, so you can't actually replace that if it was to break. Same at the bottom as well. You've got a pass-through hole for the wrist strap, but that goes on like that. And then that's all good. So you've actually got a little bit of give on the bottom there should you put any stress on that strap. And there you have it. It covers the whole of the controller should you smack it against the wall, so that's quite helpful. This isn't going to block any of the sensors. It's not going to block it through here and across the top. It covers the whole controller. So if you were to throw it by accident or you meant to hit something, this is going to help protect that controller as well. So if this is a thing that you think is going to happen, should you be showing the controllers with people that aren't really savvy with VR, then this particular grip might be for you. And more so if you have a use for this battery door and you replace your batteries regularly. There is a slight texture on there to help with any sweaty palms, but I would say that the other grips have probably got a much more rigid texture. That's going to help with sweat for that as well. Let's get this on the other controller. Again, we tuck that away there, slide that inside the controller grip. That then goes over that little hole there that we showed you earlier. Button's not obstructed, got sensor covered there, and the battery door is nice and shut, and it's not really that, can't really feel the seam that well. So that's good as well. And there you have it. That's all the grips installed. And it feels good, feels nice. So again, you only really want these if you are thinking of hitting something really. I personally prefer the other ones, and they'll be fractionally cheaper as well. But if you do think that you're going to be hitting things with these, that rivet there, I'm feeling that on the back of this hand more so than the other. So if you've got larger hands, then that might be a problem for you, or you might have to have it slightly looser than I just had it there. It's not so bad then, but you've got less grip on the back of your hand then. But overall, nice. I think they've really nice feel of the silicone that they've used, and this is a very carpeted mat, and it's not picking up any of the dust as much as you would expect with silicone grips. So it's a nice silicone that's not too tacky. That is going to pick up dust and dirt. If you were to drop them on the floor onto a carpet, they shouldn't really pick up that many fibers. So let's test out the battery replacement mechanism and see if these pull tabs actually do the trick. Yep, that seems to work all right. Doesn't snap off, and you're not sort of digging your nails in to get rid of the battery, and it's very easy to replace it and stow it away. So that's really, really nice. So if you think you are going through batteries almost weekly or bi-weekly, this is a nice way to do it whilst having the grips still on the controller and not having to take them off, than the more cheaper ones that slide over them. I'm sure we're going to see lots of those over the coming weeks for the Quest 3. So these retail for $28.99 from their store directly, as well as on Amazon. And again, I'll directly link them down below so you can actually learn more about these grips and to support the channel and buy yourself a pair. A good set of silicone grips, nice silicone material, no obstruction there, nice wrist straps and easy access to the battery. You've got full protection there should you smack these against a wall, for example. It's not going to damage the controllers, they're going to take some hit, you're not going to get any marks on them, and your fingers are going to be covering these exposed parts anyway. So full on protection for your controllers. If you're after that, definitely check these out. So here are both the controller grips from AMVR that we've just looked at. If you're after that minimal look, then this particular grip is definitely going to serve that, as it just uses the existing battery door and the knuckle strap is fully integrated. If you want full protection, then I would go for this one, which protects the whole entire controller, doesn't block any of the sensors, has pretty much the same knuckle strap. However, I think for bigger hands you might struggle with that rivet getting in the way, whereas this one you've got more of the strap to expand over to the back of your hand before the strap begins, so you might feel less of the rivet there. So big hands, maybe go for something like this one, but if you really are drawn to the protection and the easy access to the battery door, then you can't go wrong for these either. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. Give us a thumbs up if it has, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions about either of these controller grips from AMVR. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.